Today we're setting up a Sundance Altamar spa. Sundance Altamar, it's a 2001. It'll be pretty much the same up to about 2004. But what we're looking at today is the flow switch. And on this hot tub, the flow switch has cracked. They used to make them out of this weird, it's almost like a composite, clear and milky colored plastic. The newer ones have a one-piece design where you got this little 3/8 inch nub coming out of a single T over here, and they're a little bit more sturdy. But the older ones have this like weird molded two-piece design, and you can get a new one for like 50-60 bucks. But we're going to show you how you can do it with standard hardware components. So this right here is actually the mechanical part of the flow switch, and all that does is screw right down inside there, and when the water flows, it causes this little wing to contact the conductor there and close a circuit, and that'll give you your flow signal. So this is just a standard 3/4 inch female or male pipe right there, and so you can actually get away using a standard Tee. And let's show you what we're going to do here. I've got a 3/4 inch PVC Tee. I tried using an insert Tee. Insert Tees already have the Barb fittings and a 3/4 inch inlet, but the base down here in the bottom is too small. It will not allow space for the actual flow switch to flow inside there. So I'm going to get a standard threaded 3/4 inch PVC Tee, and this is big enough. It'll screw right down in there, and you'll have room for your flow control components to go down the side and catch the flow. So a 3/4 inch threaded on all three sides of the Tee, and then you can either use nylon or insert Barb fitting adapters. This is a 3/4 inch Barb insert adapter, and the difference between insert adapters and like a nylon or even like a brass or metal one is that these are made out of polycarbonate, and you're not supposed to use polycarbonate with hot water. I think it has something to do with expansion and contraction, but for our purposes, we're going for cost over function. This insert Tee here is a 3/4 inch to 1/2, and then I've added a 3/8 to 1/2 inch Barb fitting adapter, and that is nylon. Nylon is okay for hot and cold. Nylon will be okay, but since this is a polycarbonate Tee, we might have issues with heat over time. So if you want to be sure, you could get yourself a brass setup, or even a PVC with two 3/4 inch nylon adapters. You could get this same adapter here in nylon, but it's about 3 times as much. These little Barb fittings are 50 cents. So altogether we've got $1 in the Tee, maybe $2. We've got Barb fitting adapter number 1, Barb fitting adapter number 2, and then right next to that will go this, which is a insert Tee with a 1/2 inch screw fitting and a nylon to 3/8, 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter there. So we got $1.50, $2, 50 cents, 50 cents, and $2. So under $10 for the whole thing. And we are going to need about a foot of 3/4 inch ID inside diameter braided nylon hose, just to make up our little piece in the middle in between the two here. So I'm going to go ahead and screw these all together, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Alright, we're just about done here. As you can see, our new setup is quite a bit longer than the old setup by about total about 2.5 inches there. So you might not even need this extra hose, because we're going to end up cutting off about 2 inches there. So you could almost use that little nub there in between your two there, and you'd be just fine. One thing I did notice when I was screwing in the the actual flow switch is that there are a couple little plastic nubs in there, little plastic molding edges that is catching on. This side doesn't actually have one, this side has more of a lip there. So what I'm going to do is just going to take my Dremel tool with a standard sanding bit, and I'm just going to make it all smooth in there. Alright, it's all sanded. It's nice and round all the way around, and it's plenty big enough for the switch to go on down inside. So we have our flow switch fixed, all finished here. Went from this weird two-piece setup that Sundance had to Home-Brew PVC setup. Got a 3/4 inch three-way PVC Tee, two 3/4 inch barbs. That's 3/4 inch NPT to 3/4 inch barb. And then over here we've got just a standard 3/4 inch barb by 1/2 inch insert fitting. That was only $1.79. That was under $2. Each of these were like 79 cents. And then a little piece of 3/4 inch hose. Honestly, I could have just used this old piece of hose that I had to cut off this side. So I didn't even have to buy any more 3/4 inch braided vinyl hose. Just cut a little piece off there because the total length is longer than the original setup. And the flow switch does work perfectly. We are heating. So that's my $5 fix to $50 special problem there. You can get the fittings, you get insert fittings you have to get at like an Ace or a good plumbing store. Home Depot's getting worse and worse about carrying stuff like that, so you know, go to a good Menards or Ace Hardware, anywhere that has a better plumbing section than Home Depot. Home Depot's kind of trimming down their inventory to where you have to buy like 3 or 4 different pieces to, you know, make the piece you want. You end up spending like $20 in fittings just to make something like that. They don't carry something like that at Home Depot, or you can order it online. Actually, I'll put some links down in the description to where you can just order these on Amazon or eBay. There you have it. Quick and easy fix. Works great.